Here are 5 ways to make your relationship stronger than ever with your kids. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Abby, and I would love if you would consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 ways you can make your marriage even stronger with your kids. I think it's pretty common knowledge that once kids enter the picture, your relationship can feel a little bit strained sometimes because there's so much energy put into your children. And so a lot of the time, there's not that much energy left for each other. But I think there are ways to spend time with your kids that make your relationship with each other and with your kids even better. And that is so exciting. Instead of thinking, oh, the kids are taking up all of our time, so we have no time for each other, you can view your kids as a way to connect even more. P.S. If you hear some thunder, some rain, I hope you enjoy the aesthetic vibe going on here. It is rainy like crazy right now, and I actually kind of like the sound of it. So let's just get into it. The first way to enjoy your children as a couple is to recognize that your children are the entertainment. They are not getting in the way of your entertainment. Just recently, my husband and our family went on a little staycation to a hotel on the beach just so that we could enjoy the beach more easily. And we had an amazing time, but we learned a great lesson. Basically, my husband and I really enjoy playing board games, but when you have a toddler and that toddler is awake, you are not going to be able to play those games because he wants to play with all the pieces. He wants to do his own thing while you guys are trying to follow the rules and put all the pieces down. What we learned was instead of viewing it as, oh, our kid is getting in the way of us trying to connect through a board game, he's the problem, we just want to be able to spend time together by doing this activity. He became our activity. He became the fun. We let him kind of guide the whole afternoon. And so when we took out a board game, just a small one where we couldn't really lose the pieces, and he decided he wanted to play with the pieces a specific way, we were like, yeah, let's follow his lead. And it ended up being so much better because we let him become our entertainment. We just enjoyed watching him figure things out and him come up with ideas and him come up with rules that were a lot of fun to see because he's so interesting and clever and enjoyable right now. And it's so important to us that we encourage that curiosity in him and encourage that creativity too. And it's cool when you realize that he's the culmination of our relationship, right? He is a reflection of both me and my husband. So whatever he's doing is like a reflection of who we are and what our love can make and bring. And we enjoy seeing him take on the world in the way that he does. So instead of thinking,
oh, man, I just wish he would stop messing up our board game,
he became our game. He became our activity, and we just enjoyed seeing what he wanted to do and following along. So the big takeaway is stop thinking of your children as getting in the way of the things you want to do. Instead, think of your children as the thing you're enjoying right now. And that might mean being flexible and putting those really big activities that you guys enjoy on the back burner or for date night. And instead, the times that you're spending with your children, those are going to be for them and enjoying what they come up with. It's a really cool thing when you let yourself approach it with that mindset. The second way that you can connect in your relationship more through your kids is to take your children places you enjoy as much as they do. That's a way for you and your spouse to enjoy each other and your child. It's not taking your kid to a place you actually despise and just sitting there while they play. It's taking them somewhere that you can enjoy as a family. And then you get to enjoy one-on-one time with your spouse and one-on-one time with your kid. And all of you guys are kind of the interpersonal relationships of the family are developed in those situations. So, for example, my husband and I actually love going to the zoo. Before we had kids, we went to the zoo all the time, just the two of us. So now when we bring our son to the zoo, we get to enjoy it with each other and we get to enjoy it with our son. So we get to experience his joy and the newness of it all. But also when he's kind of looking at the flamingos, the two of us can talk a little bit and enjoy the surroundings. It makes it a lot more fun when you bring your child somewhere that you can enjoy with him. Now that doesn't work all the time, obviously. I can't bring my son to an art museum yet. He's too young. But it means that I can be a little more picky about the places we go and choose places that I enjoy too. I don't mind taking him to certain play gyms because a lot of play gyms have a little place for me to set up and work and he can play, and I enjoy that. I don't mind it. There are certain play gyms in our area that are way too loud and I hate going there, and I never bring him there because I hate it. I would not want to be there and it would make me not enjoy the experience. And if I were to go with my husband, the two of us would be unhappy, and it would actually not be something that would bring us together. Instead, we try to find places that all of us can enjoy as a family, even if it's not entirely directed at our age group, meaning adults. It needs to be pleasant enough that the two of us are enjoying one another's company while we're enjoying our child. The third way to connect as a couple is to not take your children places they are bound to fail. I think this is kind of the flip of what I was just talking about. You should take your kids places you enjoy, but if you take your kids to places that you enjoy, that they are not going to do well, that is only going to put stress on your marriage, on your relationship. If you go to an art museum with a toddler and they're supposed to be quiet, that is not going to be fun for anyone in the family because the parents are trying to struggle to keep the kids quiet, and then you guys are fighting and arguing, and it's just not a good fit. If you take your child to a restaurant and they are not ready to sit, or they don't have a toy and you didn't come prepared, that is a place that your children are bound to fail. They are not going to have a good time. You are not going to have a good time. Everyone is just stressed out trying to hold down the fort. I don't recommend bringing your children places that they're going to create problems and then you and your spouse are just caught in the middle. Instead, find situations that are going to be a really good fit for the family and that you and your spouse can feel good about being together and working as a team to manage everybody's expectations, to manage everybody's moods, and to manage everybody's behavior. So for us, that means going to an early dinner right when my son is hungry, a place that brings out the food pretty quickly, and that maybe we sit outside so that after he's finished eating, one of us can kind of chase my toddler around while the other one stays with our 6-month-old. That can be a way for us to eat out, enjoy one another's company, our son is eating something he likes, and then after about 25 minutes of that, he can kind of run around while we get everybody situated and leave. And that works really well for our family. If we tried to go to a fancy sit-down dinner late, when everybody's crying, everyone's exhausted, that would be a disaster, and it would not bring me and my husband closer, I'll tell you that. The fourth way to deepen your relationship through your children is to see the world through your children's eyes. Everything is new to kids. Everything is amazing, and that is such a special place to inhabit. And it can really bring you and your spouse closer together when it kind of reminds you of the childlike wonder that can exist in each of you. When you both kind of embrace that outlook, that childlike outlook, it makes you both feel like younger, and it makes you both enjoy one another in a really special way. So when your toddler sees a truck and thinks that it's amazing, now my husband and I think that trucks are amazing. We thought about it, and it's like, yeah, trucks are really cool. When we see a truck, both of us are excited, and it's just fun to see your spouse reliving these really cool things that as adults we're jaded. As adults, of course it's not new, of course it's not cool, but as a child it is. And so it's really a wonderful way to bring you and your spouse closer together when you start to see the world through your child's eyes. The fifth way that you can enjoy your children as a couple and allow your children to bring you closer together is to discipline your children so that you enjoy them. I think we're in a complicated time where gentle parenting crosses over into permissive parenting quite a bit. And so eventually, parents don't really enjoy spending time with their children. There's a lot of layers to that, meaning a child who doesn't listen, or if there's not a good schedule and children are overtired, or if you're constantly letting your children kind of dictate the day and not taking on your role as boss and parent. I think it's really easy to just not enjoy spending time with your kids. And if you don't enjoy spending time with your kids and you're spending time with them and you're spending time with your spouse, that's just an uncomfortable situation. Everybody is just with people they don't really enjoy spending time with. The goal is to be a gentle parent who sets boundaries and uses discipline in a really positive way so that your children are fun to spend time with. And then when your children are fun to spend time with, the family dynamic brings couples closer and brings couples together. So it's really important to lay down those boundaries, to create that structure for your kids, and to make it so that you enjoy spending time with your kids, so that your family enjoys spending time together, and you and your spouse enjoy being the head of the household as a team. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you watched all the way till the end of today's video, leave a building emoji. They have a house, they have apartment buildings, they have some really interesting emojis these days. So leave that down below. It's unrelated to this video, but it's kind of fun. And thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video.